All right, test, test, test. All right, this is Monday Behind the Sounds. What we're talking about today is walk with me videos and stock videos. Now, Monday is generally just me talking. This time it's really going to be just me talking. So, with that in mind, I am finally going to go do some walk with me videos this week. Now, so a walk with me video is just what I call it. It's where I grab a hold of a camera, usually a small one, sometimes, most of the time with my phone. And when I'm on a location that I like, I'm going to walk around. I take 2 microphones and put wristbands on so you can hear the textures, you can hear the sounds of me walking through gravel, concrete, stuff like that. Now, with this footage, let's say I'm gonna do a walk with me video down Cannery Row. With this walk with me video, I would go just before sunrise so I can get that good sun coming up. It's early in the morning, not a lot of people, and then I could walk down through Cannery Row, maybe up the boardwalk next to Bubba Gump's. Whatever, wherever you are, whatever you choose to do with that. What this does is it gives me footage for you guys, and it also gives me chunks I can cut up for stock video. A lot of times companies are looking for stock video of happenings, things going on. When you do stock video, you don't have to have any sound. The only reason the sound would be is for you guys, for ASMR, textures, rubbing, clothes flopping around, those soothing sounds. So, while I'm doing these videos, I'm walking past stores. Remember me mentioning Bubba Gump's? I'm walking past Bubba Gump's and I'm making you guys a walk with me video. Hey, I say, hey, here's Bubba Gump's. We always come here. I remember having what they call that, the garbage pail. I remember when they used to do that, and that was awesome. But, companies like Bubba Gump's see that in stock, and they'll go, well, we want to do that. We want to use that for ours. That could get purchased for a ad. Now I'm using Bubba Gump's as a example. So it could be any company, but we're using Bubba Gump's because if you've ever, okay, let's do this. Let's use the Monterey Aquarium. So let's say I do a walk with me video down to the Monterey Aquarium. I could pitch that to the Monterey Aquarium. They might purchase that. Because I might show lines of people. I might get there when it's first opening, and I might see a nice clear path of everything. the Monterey Aquarium might be interested in that. They might not, but they might be. Somebody might be shooting a commercial for Monterey. They could be interested in that too. It's all a selling part. Right now, what's real huge for stock, if you guys are wanting to shoot some stock footage, gatherings, big gatherings, specifically protests. If you can get protest footage, doesn't even have to have sound. That is golden right now. Every news agency wants protest stuff. Now, when I say protest, I just got a plosive. It could be the people over the freeway overpass that have, the signs up. Could even be that. Companies will go on, like Pond 5, which I use, and they will purchase my protest videos. No sound. Just the footage. Now, it doesn't have to be just protests. It could be walking along the beach, walking along a crowded boardwalk, a mall, a riverbed, it could be anything. But if you do the research, and like I use Pond 5 a lot, they give you information that helps you do this pretty easy. Let me turn that gain down a little bit. Helps you do this pretty easy. That being said, I will go out and do some walk with me videos. These videos are for you to hear the gravel underneath my feet, the wind blowing, maybe light conversation in the background. You might hear cars in the distance, birds chirping, relaxing stuff. But always be on the lookout for those chunks, those sections that could be sellable. So if you're like me and you're out there taking pictures anyways, or videos, think about this. This is a great thing, a doable thing. Now remember, stock photography isn't a get rich quick overnight. It takes time. It's the long tail. It takes years, months, weeks, where you see any return. But once you get a library built up, and as long as you think about it that way, I'm building a library, you'll see it start to happen. You'll see it start to happen. Now. So, we're talking about next week, last week, next couple weeks. I have started a campaign for my church. Now, I go to a Greek Orthodox church. It has a lot of ritual, I don't want to say ritual, but it has a lot of, it's got some old stuff. Hang on. It has some old history. And people are very proud of that older history. So I went in and I've taken a shot of the entire church at night to make it different. I went and I took multiple shots. So I started just before sundown. I took a shot. Half an hour later, from the same exact place, I took another shot. Half an hour later, from the same exact place, not even moving a little, I took another shot. I did this from a little after 6 to a little after 9 p.m. And I got all those shots. I put them together and I mask out and mask the lid parts back in. So I have texture, I have lighting, but I still have the night sky full of the clouds from the sundown. Stars, looks very nice. That's going to be for the front of the directory. See, I've started a campaign. Now they have what's called icons. Icons are like a picture of a saint. They're hung up all over. And they have these mosaics in the dome that are big, prominent symbols of the church. I'll go in and I'll do what's called light painting on those. The icons, I'll take regular pictures of for them to make cards for their website or whatever they want to use it for. Then what I'll do is, I'm still getting some close-ups of that. Then what I'll do is I'll take the mosaics that are in the dome and that are on the walls of the church. I'll go in and shut all the lights off, and I'll light paint those in. So what it is, I'll take like a flashlight, these special flashlights I have, and I'll do a long exposure, and I'll put light in this way. I'll put light in that way. I'll put light straight on, and then again, I will put those all together. And these are long exposures, up to 25 seconds. Well, up to 50 seconds, because I'll do it in complete darkness. That way, when I'm lighting on the side of the church, of the mosaic, as long as I keep moving, you don't see me in the photo. And I'll light paint these mosaics. These mosaics will then be turned into cards, name day cards, feast day cards, different cards. Now, like I said, I'm not turning this into a churchy channel, but this is a example of how you could monetize or get the word out on your photography, videography, and stuff like that. Now they make a thing called a Codiobucleon coming around Easter. This is something that only pops up on Easter. Every year they do it a little different, and they put roses around it and different flowers, and they decorate it much different. I'm not, like I said, this isn't a churchy channel, so I'm not going to explain what a Codiobucleon is, but if you're out there and you know what it is, I know what it is too, but let's keep this on creativity. But each year it's very beautiful, but it's decorated differently. So I have pitched every year I will shoot this Codiobucleon, and then we'll make a card out of it, an Easter card out of it for the next year. Because there are people out there that will collect these cards. They will get an Easter card, put it out of the Codiobucleon. Then I'll get into shooting foods, different foods that come out. different traditions of the church. Again, I can't stress this isn't a churchy channel. I go to church. If you go to church, all right, but I don't want this is for everybody. I'm just trying to explain a way you can get your name out there. You can help churches, just because this system can be implemented with pretty much any church. But it's just for, that's what I'll be doing for the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. Very interesting. Now, the church has relics, certain relics of past saints that they are very covenant, very, protected. And I pitch that I will make a card of a picture of these relics. So I will position each one on a table with different St. Patrick, probably with a green velvet. I'll position on a table with a green kind of velvet, maybe tabletop. The relic would be on there. Maybe have a couple 4-leaf clovers on there, or 3-leaf clover, whatever. You can picture what I'm saying to make this more of a personal touch, so that it's to St. Patrick. Now the church has a ton of saint days. I can make a card, even you too, if you're with something like this in the church or organization you're with. There's a saint day every month. There's 2 or 3 of them. Each one of those could be a card. Now, I'm not profiting with what I'm doing, but the church bookstore store will. That's creating income for the church. I guess I'm saying that right. But this is where I'm at this week. Walk with me videos, and I've kind of explained why walk with me videos are important. I've explained why doing commercial shots with a church, it doesn't have to be a church. I'm just picking a church because that's what I'm doing. It could be Shriners. It could be some institution you're doing. All this still works with that. You just got to pick what you want to do this, how each one's going to be different. So, I did it right that time. I said so. So, that's what I'm doing this week. This is Behind the Sounds Monday. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will be out doing walk with me's this week, finally. Be looking for the sounds. Remember, I explained to you why I'm doing the walk with me's, but I'm doing them for you to get the sounds, the step sounds, the sounds that really are comforting, the wind blowing, the frogs chirping. I won't do frogs anymore, but the frogs chirping, water, dogs in the distant faint barking. I'm probably even gonna go do some coffee shop ambience. So this is based on the ambient sounds. Hopefully this week I'll do a trigger lab to do some these triggers. I want to do these things with um, 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 those worry balls, those anxiety balls. Something that really caught my eye that I really liked is ASMR Bakery did their last video with these anxiety. Well, I don't know. I can't remember what you call them. Those worry balls. Something for you to fidget balls. And she takes these blanks and she puts different stuff in them. That really interests me. So I'm gonna buy some blanks and we're gonna come up with something. Now, don't forget, this is Behind the Sounds Monday. I'm going to drop a walk with me or a trigger lab, maybe both, this week. Hang out for cool on Friday. And next Sunday is the hangout. I loved the hangout this week. I thought it was great. A lot of people, a lot of questions, us just hanging out, just chilling out. I put a little bit of trigger in the background. Beautiful. I loved it. Now it's time for us to go outside and have some fun. Love you being here. If you want to support this channel, become a member, or you want to just you want to finance my caffeine habit, there'll be a Buy Me a Coffee link in the bottom. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later.